Hello, my name is Diana Vallejo and I'm currently a student in the University of Houston downtown. Today I'm going to read you a book called A Ticket Around the World. Why did I choose this book? I chose it because in this country we're very diverse. And what best way to integrate this book into our classrooms? Also, it can show our students that no matter where students are from, we can always connect with them. Let's get started. A Ticket Around the World by Natalia Diaz and Melissa Owens, illustrated by Kim Smith. Here we have the page of contents. I love to travel. The more places I visit, the more friends I make, and the more things I discover. I love to share a journey with you. Grab your ticket, let's go around the world together. Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a small country in Central America with over 4.9 million people. It's famous for its tropical rainforests, active volcanoes, and misty cloud forests. Howler monkeys, iguanas, and sea turtles are just some of the amazing wildlife that live here. Alberto is a tico, a nickname Costa Rican boys and men give themselves. Girls and women are known as ticas. Most ticos and ticas speak Spanish, but groups still speak native languages. Alberto lives on a farm near the city of Alajuela with his dad, brother, and abuela. There are mountains all around Alberto's farm, and cows roam freely in the countryside. His family grows fruits and vegetables that they sell at street markets or small shops in nearby towns. San Jose, the country's capital, is only an hour away by car. My favorite part of the farm was the house barn, where we played hide and seek. Alberto even showed me how to groom and ride a horse like a real ranch hand. Alberto took me to visit the town of La Fortuna, home of the famous Areno volcano. It is one of the 10 most active volcanoes in the whole world. We swam in a nearby hot spring. India. India is known for its ancient temples, spicy curries, and the game of cricket. It has over 1 billion people and 16 official languages. Hindi and English are 2 of them. A few hours from the capital of New Delhi, you'll find the famous Taj Mahal, a 300-year-old monument visited by millions of tourists each year. Namaste. This is a respectful greeting in Hindi. I'm visiting my friend Meena. She lives in Mumbai, India's second largest city. Mumbai's busy streets are always packed with people traveling by auto rickshaws, cars, buses, and bicycles. Meena and I went to Bollywood movie. These Indian films are popular all over the world. I especially love the singing and dancing. Meena lives in an apartment with her mom, dad, and daddy. That stands for grandma. After school, Meena helps her daddy make dinner. Tonight, I help too. We made a saucy chicken dish called Murg Makhani. We celebrated Holi, the festival of colors. On the 3rd day of Holi, called Parva, we threw colorful powder and water at one another. This is how Indians welcome spring. Morocco. The Kingdom of Morocco in North Africa is home to almost 34 million people and many different cultures. Of the many languages spoken here, Arabic and Berber are official languages, and French is also common. We visited the ancient fortress city of Ait Ben Daoud. This traditional mud brick city was built entirely of local materials, such as molded earth and clay brick, in the foothills of the Atlas Mountains. Alan, hello from Morocco. I am visiting my friend Malak. She speaks Arabic and lives close to Rabat, the capital of Morocco. Malak lives with her parents, brothers, cousins, aunt, uncle, and grandmother. There is always someone to play with and share a meal with. I love the Moroccan traditional dish of couscous and vegetables cooked in tagine. Malak's family served it with mint tea. For dessert, I tried kab el ghazal, or gazelle's horns, pastries filled with honey and almonds. Delicious. It was hot when I arrived. Malak and her family were each wearing a dejaba, a long, loose, hooded robe with sleeves. Men and women wear loose, comfortable clothes to keep cool in hot temperatures. Greece. The country of Greece is divided into 3 regions: the mainland, the islands, and the Peloponnese, a peninsula south of the mainland. Over 10 million people live in Greece. Its ancient history, spectacular landscapes, and beautiful beaches attract visitors from all over the world. I saw a lot of goats in Greece. People here raise them because goats do well in rocky mountain areas with very little grass. Also, since they are smaller than cows, they're much easier to keep. Goats are used for their meat, and their milk is used in cheese. We took a high-speed catamaran, a type of boat, to the capital city of Athens. This city is known for its ancient monuments and works of art. Check out the Parthenon. I can't believe something so incredible was built over 2,000 years ago. Konstantinos lives with his mom, dad, sister, and sister's husband. Many children live with their parents even once they're grown-ups. Like many homes here, his house is bright white. At school, Konstantinos is learning to read and write in Greek. He showed me how to write some letters from modern Greek alphabet. Greece hosted the first Olympic Games over 2,000 years ago. In ancient times, athletes received olive branch wreaths to wear on their heads instead of the medals given out at today's games. Canada. Canada has a population of about 35 million. It's made up of many terrains, mountains, grasslands, lakes, and oceans. When we traveled to the east coast to visit the Maritimes, we saw the Bay of Fundy, a long ocean bay with the highest tides in the whole world. On the weekend, we visited the local farmers market. Canadian farms produce most of the world's flaxseed, canola, legumes, and durum wheat. Hi, I'm Mojo from Canada. I'm visiting my friend Kara. She lives in Ottawa, Canada's capital city. These people were the first inhabitants of the land now known as Canada. Canada still has a very large population. Every June 21st, celebrations are held to honor the First Nations, Inuit and Métis, to celebrate their contributions to Canadian society. Ottawa is famous for its stately parliament buildings. On the 1st of July, Karen and I joined thousands of others on Parliament Hill to celebrate Canada's birthday. Brazil. Over 200 million people live in Brazil, the largest country in South America. It is known for its white sandy beaches, huge raw rainforests, and grassland plains called pampas. Hola, greetings from Brazil. I am here visiting my friend Fernanda. Fernanda and her family speak Portuguese. Her parents are from Brasilia, the capital city of Brazil. Now they live in Sao Paulo, which is the biggest city in the country. As in the most of South America, the most popular sport in Brazil is soccer, also known as football. I joined Fernanda and her friends in a neighborhood match and could barely keep up with them. We spent some time with Fernanda's avo, or grandfather. He is a farmer and lives in a small rural area raising crops such as soybeans. The beans are sold all over the world. He took us to the local market, or the feiria, to buy food for dinner. Beans, rice, and meat are food staples in the Brazilian culture. I went to Rio de Janeiro with Fernanda's family for Carnival. This is a big celebration and ferry that lasts 4 days and 3 nights. We saw parades, music, and dancers in brightly colored costumes. France. Over 67 million people live in France. Most of them speak French, the official language. The Tour de France takes place here, and this annual bicycle race is one of the most popular sporting events in the world. Bonjour! In France, I stay with my friend Leonie. She lives in Paris, the capital city. Leonie lives with her mom, dad, and sister in a building that was built hundreds of years ago. Paris is an old city with many historic buildings and monuments. I traveled by train with Leonie and her family to Versailles, which is the outside of Paris. Her mom packed a picnic of ham, cheese, and a popular French bread called a baguette. The Eiffel Tower is another famous monument in France. A trip to the top meant standing in line for a while, but at the view of Paris from the above was worth the wait. There are many ways to get around Paris. We mostly rode the Paris Metro, Paris subway system, and biking is also popular. Leonie rides her bike to school every day. Botswana. Botswana is found in South Central Africa and has a population of over 2 million people. Most of the country is covered by the Kalahari Desert. The people of Botswana are called Batswana. The official languages are English and Setswana. Dumela means hello in Setswana. I'm visiting my friend Poloko. He lives in a small village near Gaborone, Botswana's capital city. Poloko lives with his mom, dad, and sister in a round hut. He showed me the chicken coop in their yard. In Poloko's job to clean the coop and collect the eggs for his family to eat. Poloko's cousin is a tour guide at Chobe National Park. He took us all on a safari to see African wildlife, including giraffes, crocodiles, gazelles, hippos, and lions. For lunch, I ate seswa with Poloko's family. This is a popular dish in which the meat, often the beef, is boiled, pounded, and shredded, and then served with rice or maize. In Nagmamiland, in northwestern Botswana, Bay tribe members weave baskets that are sold all over the world as art. People in Botswana use them to store and carry food. On September 30th, we celebrated Botswana Day. There were street parties and parades to commemorate the country's independence from Great Britain. China. More than 1 billion people live in China. This large country has many different landscapes, from deserts to oceans to mountains. Dragons are a symbol of good luck in China. Every June, people participate in dragon boat festivals around the country. Ni hao, greetings. In China, I met up with my friend Chao. He lives in Beijing, the capital city. Beijing is a big, bustling city. We use bicycles to get around. Chao and his family shop for fish, fruit, and clothes at the market. I bought a red embroidered silk shirt and matching shoes. Market vendors also sell noodles, beans, and toys. We visited one of the most famous places in the world, the Great Wall of China. This historic wall, built to protect the Chinese Empire from attack, is believed to be over 2,000 years old, and so it can be seen from the outer space. Chao lives with his mom, dad, and younger sister. He is very close to his family. He eats rice with most meals and almost everything with chopsticks. It was tricky to get the hang of them at first. I celebrated the Chinese New Year with Chao's family. They handed out gifts of money in small red envelopes, and we all danced in traditional dragon costume. The Philippines. The Philippines are found in Southeast Asia. The country is made up of more than 7,000 islands and has a population of over 100 million people. It has many tropical rainforests along with hilly mountains and sandy beaches. Most people in the Philippines speak Tagalog and English. Kamusta? Hello and welcome to the Philippines. During my visit here, I spent time with my friend Marilu. She lives in Manila, the capital city of Philippines. On the weekends, Marilu likes to go to the ocean. We spent a whole day swimming and fishing. Afterward, we ate lechon, or roasted pig. It is Filipino specialty. I thought it was delicious. We traveled all the way down to the island of Mindanao, where I hope to see the endangered Philippine eagle. It has a large brown feathers on its head and a big black beak. It likes to eat monkeys. We walked to Manila Bay, the local port of harbor. Later we went to Rizal Park with Marilu's family for a picnic. Her mom packed a traditional dish called adobo, stewed chicken and vegetables served with rice. Marilu's family, most people in the Philippines live in cities. Marilu and I shopped for food at the outdoor market that also sold clothes, tools, and toys. Our snow cones were delicious. The Philippines is a home to many volcanoes. Mount Mayon is famous for erupting with lava more than 50 times over the last 400 years. Here we have it. Australia. Over 23 million people live in the land down under. Australia is the only country in the world that covers a whole continent. Its countryside, known as the Outback, is remote and full of grassland. Most people live in the cities near the coast. The capital of Australia is Canberra. Welcome to Australia! I'm staying with my friend Joe in the Outback. Joe's family are Aboriginal Australians and have lived on this land for thousands of years. We visited Uluru, a huge red rock that is sacred in Aboriginal culture. A guide walked us around the base of the rock and taught us about Aboriginal legends and traditions. One of the best ways to explore this huge country is to travel on the Indian Pacific, a train journey named after two great oceans it joins. The train crosses the whole continent, from Perth to Adelaide to Sydney, in 4 days and 3 nights. Joe took me to see the rock art painted by his early ancestors. Aboriginal Australians were once the only people who lived in Australia. Today, people from all over the world call Australia home. During my visit, I saw a lot of koalas and kangaroos. Koalas live up in trees and both animals carry their babies in pouch. Kangaroos are protected in Australia because they're an important part of the country's ecosystem. Water activities are popular along the coast in Australia. Joe and I swam at the Great Barrier Reef, the largest coral reef system in the whole world. United States. The United States of America is the third largest country in the world and is home to over 326 million people. America's landscapes include deserts, mountains, grasslands, and oceans. This is the home of Hollywood, a neighborhood in Los Angeles. It's the place to go if you want to see a movie star. Hello and buenos dias. I'm in the United States with my friend Eddie. He lives on a farm in Indiana. This state is part of America's Midwest. The Midwest is nicknamed America's breadbasket because of the abundance of crops that grow here. Eddie's grandparents immigrated to the United States from Mexico, so his family eats many traditional Mexican foods, like guacamole, a dip made from avocados. Eddie likes to put guacamole on his hamburgers. Eddie's family took me on a road trip all the way to New York City. We toured the American Museum of Natural History and caught a baseball game at Yankee Stadium. On the way back from New York, we visited the White House in the capital city, Washington, D.C. The White House is where the President of the United States lives and works. Jordan. The Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan is a country in the Middle East, with a population of over 10 million people. Arabic is the official language. Jordan is ruled by a monarchy, which means that the king or queen in charge makes important decisions for the country. Salam, I'm in Jordan visiting my friend Hanin. Hanin and her dad live in the capital city, Amman. The white buildings throughout the city are why Amman is nicknamed the White City. Hanin's cousin works at the Azraq Wetland Reserve. We saw many unusual birds there, like the avocet with its long, thin beak. Hanin's dad took us to visit a Bedouin tribe. The Bedouins live in the desert year-round and have adapted to its difficult climate. We had tea with a Bedouin family in a tent made out of goat hair. I saw a street busker playing a cool instrument called a rababa. It looked like a cross between a guitar and a violin. I went with Hanin's class on a field trip to the ancient Roman theater in downtown Amman. Her teacher said the highest seats were the most popular because people thought they were closest to gods. Wow. Look at that. And the end. Here we have some questions you could ask your students. Thank you for reading. This is Diana, and I hope you enjoy it just like I did.